Welcome to Magnet Marketers, our weekly live show where we break down the head, heart, and hand approach to building sustainable growth in your business. During each episode, we share actual client marketing best practice examples, strategies, and tactics that will help you generate real results. Our belief? A magnet always works better than being a bullhorn to attract, retain, and build your brand. Ready to dive into this week's Relationship Marketing Training Tuesday? Well, let's get started. Here's your host, Mike Gingerich and Jessika Phillips. All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week of Training Tuesday Live for Magnet Marketers, where goal is always to help you become a magnet with your marketing versus being a bullhorn. And you guys, what better way for those of us in the U.S. and having a short week to wrap up this week talking about relationship marketing, one of my favorite subjects, and also our guest Troy's one of his favorite subjects and how we connected, which we'll get in more to a little bit later. But before we get started, let us know where you're joining in from. And if we've not met before, my name is Jessika Phillips with Now Marketing Group in the Relationship Marketing System, where my goal is to help you love more, give more, and be more through the art of authentic relating so you can build that loyal, repeat, referral, organic business. And my awesome co-host, he's Mike Gingerich. He's the president of a web development and software firm, Digital Hill Multimedia. He's a published author 5 times over, triathlete runner, biker, and leading business blogger at MikeGingerich.com. How's it going, Mike? You staying warm?
Hey, I'm trying to stay warm, yes, and I'm sore. I got to be honest to you, Jessika. I did a marathon on Sunday, and I'm sore. So
I would still be falling out from that. Like, I feel like a Bagley. I just keep putting more and more layers on here, like trying to stay warm. But tell us about our guest that we have on.
Yes, I am looking forward to interacting and hearing from Troy Holt today. So let me go give you a little background, everyone, for those who don't know Troy. Troy's got 20 years as a dedicated sales and account executive. And through that, he has extensive success in growth, development, and financial planning. As an innovative leader and effective communicator, Troy's success is grounded in his impeccable work ethic and drive. Currently, Troy's expertise allows him to work as both a financial educator, licensed in 12 states across the U.S., and as an independent coach, speaker, and trainer. He's also co-author of an Amazon bestseller book and the host of a growing podcast called Troy Talks, furthering his career. Troy started his own company, Troy Holt Consulting, where he serves as the chief encouragement officer of this growing consulting company. Through the business, they encourage and coach business owners, salespeople, and realtors struggling to obtain and retain clients and customers to use celebration, consolation, and appreciation strategies. Look forward to hearing more about that. This relationship marketing technique builds strong, solid, and positive relationships while acquiring and retaining new and old clients, customers, and referrals. Welcome, Troy.
Thank you. Thank you, Jessika and Mike, for having me. I'm glad to be here again. This is Thanksgiving is gratitude month, so really thank you for allowing me to be here.
This is why we had to have you on this week,
Yes, right.
And I am thankful for you. So this is our first time we're having a dialogue on video and really kind of getting this human connection. But I feel like I've already known you. I actually have featured you on a couple of my tip videos because you've sent me cards, and I don't even know how we originally got connected. All I just know is you're my kind of people. So it's no surprise, the magnet. But do you remember?
Yeah, I found you on Twitter and you were talking about, I think you may have been doing a Twitter chat and you were talking about relationship marketing. And, people said that's my jam. And so then I started following you and connecting with you, and we went to other platforms. But I think that's where it actually started, because very few people have the mindset of relationship marketing. We're kind of a niche.
It's growing though, isn't it
It
exciting
is
now?
true,
Like more
true,
people are talking about. I'm like, I don't care what you call it, care,
right,
marketing, whatever you want to call it, but it is what works. Just treating people like you want to be treated, kind of like
correct,
what they teach us in
definitely
grade
correct.
school. But for you, Troy, like what got you excited about relationship marketing? Where you just it was already innate, kind of built in, and how would you define it to someone that's new to it?
Yeah, so it was innately always built in with me, and I define it as my philosophy is impact over income, relationship over revenue, and people over profits. And so my goal is to build a relationship with people, even if I don't have if we don't buy, if it's not a sale, is to build a relationship with you. And the relationship, it may end up being a friendship, but what people realize, sometimes relationships can be friendships, they can be a referral partners, and everybody that you come across is not somebody you can sell to. When I'm on Clubhouse, my elevator speech is this: my name is Troy. I own a company called Troy Holt Consulting. I'm the CEO. CEO stands for Chief Encouragement Officer. My title is my personality. That's my elevator pitch, which is true. It's really my personality. So for me, it's just been innate to build relationships, to encourage and support others. And so that's how when I've heard the coin, I think Cody Bateman was where I first heard the coin, relationship marketing. I said, that's it. That's me right there.
Got it. Yeah. Hey, I'm curious. I mean, you have 20 years within kind of that sales arena and stuff.
Yeah.
So, um, did you feel like, kind of quantifying that was there from the beginning, or did that kind of maybe evolve for you, or when did you kind of recognize
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
works and this is who I am?
Well, great question. So there's two areas: leadership and also sales. So as a kid, I always thought, growing up, I always thought a leadership was a position or a title. And so I got involved, started, a church, and I've been at the same church for 31 years with the same pastor. He's been pastoring 38 years. And so, I started doing a lot of leadership and training and learning and stuff like that. And so what I learned was even as a kid, when I was younger, I was a leader. I remember we had a group, and I was like, hey, let's get together, let's form this kind of, it was a social group, and they voted me the president, and I was the one getting everybody together and coordinating. My mom even got involved, but I didn't realize I was a leader there, and so that taught me that I'm a leader, and leadership is all about influence. So I had influence. So then around about 2000, I got into sales, got into financial services and sales. Thank you, Julia. And so what I've learned, because I'm a student, I'm always learning. And what I've
Right.
learned is we sell all the time. For an example, when a guy is trying to talk to a lady, he's trying to sell himself that she should go out on a date with him. When a politician is going out and trying to win votes, he's trying to sell his policies to vote for him. As preachers, we're trying to preach Jesus. We're trying to sell Jesus. When you go on a job, they tell you, hey, on the interview, you're selling yourself. So we said we are not salespeople, but we're selling all the time. We just don't call it sales. So when I got that mindset that, hey, I am selling, then I realized that I am a salesperson. But my goal is, if I can't help you, I won't hurt you.
Oh, I love that. I love so many things you said. First of all, just to unpack all that goodness. One is that you said leadership is not a position. And I
Correct.
think that's so important to hear. I don't know, you're probably a Seth Godin fan too, because like you practice a lot of his ideals, and if not yet, you will be. Check him
Right.
out. But he says this quote, like many people call them a leader, but who's following you? And
Correct.
it's a very important thing that even we preach it now, marketing group, that just everybody has a title manager, and like you can lead without having a position.
True.
And it's really about who are you influencing
True.
or selling, as you said, right? To follow you and to help them, because you said, if I can't help you, I won't hurt you.
Right.
And that's the key right there, because anybody can sell themselves, but if it's not genuine at its core, it's gonna be revealed, right? So
Correct.
you should always go in with that mindset. And something you said really early on Clubhouse, and even the other things that you're doing, is that not everybody is your client, but really everybody's your community, if you will,
Right. Correct.
because they're gonna be they could refer you on, and you
Mhm.
can, if you can't help them, you're not gonna hurt them, you can
Right.
still encourage them as you do. You and I
Yeah.
haven't we may never be each other's client, but
Right.
we've maintained a relationship, and because of that, I wanna
Right.
introduce you to my community, you've
Right.
introduced me to yours, and we've kept this rapport going because of this genuine, connection. And I think that's really important for people to get to understand, because the same thing with leaders is the same thing with people thought of sales and
Right.
in business in general. You have to just sell, 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 and it's all
Yeah.
about sales, but it's not,
Right.
right?
Yeah. Right.
Mhm.
And what people don't realize, well, a lot of people follow Gary V, and Gary V says the greatest marketing strategy is care. Just care about people. If you truly care about people, that's a marketing strategy right there. And people will want to connect with you and do business with you because they know you care. You're just not a transaction. It's a relationship.
And you can we say out care the competition too, right? Like care's our flywheel kind of component. So I love Gary says that because
Right.
like,
Yeah.
it's great.
Yeah.
Because it's the truth, right? Like, you can literally just serve people, and
Hmm.
because of the experience and what they feel with you and how you've treated them, they become your marketing army for
Correct.
you, so you don't feel like you have to constantly be selling.
True.
And yeah.
Very true.
Mhm. Sorry, Mike. We get excited about relationship marketing around here.
Yeah, no, that's I just wanted to hear him continue to expand upon that. I mean, I think those, um, so it was with Gary, and then where was it again? Maybe you heard that term relationship marketing, or just
I
it
heard
kind
the
of.
Yeah, I heard the term with I think first time was Cody Bateman. Uh,
I'm
send
not
out
familiar
cards.
with him. Who's he with?
Send out cards.
Oh, okay, but
Oh yeah,
we love
okay, we
send
know
out
we know
cards.
we
Right.
know
Yeah.
send out
Yeah.
cards.
Cody Bateman. I think
Yeah.
I originally got that term relationship marketing from him, and so
Uh-huh.
and relationship marketing is all about building relationships with people. And so when you build
Mhm,
relationship with people, you get to know them. So
mhm,
here's what I tell people now. One of my biggest pet peeves. So y'all
mhm,
hear this is one of my
Yeah,
biggest pet peeves. Uh, you see it a lot on LinkedIn. It's coming a lot on Instagram and Clubhouse. So there's a certain industry, and once you connect with them, then all of a sudden they turn around and pitch you. Okay, so it's a pet peeve of mine. And it's just like if I go to the doctor. So if I go to the doctor, so people are committing sales malpractice. So if I go to the doctor and I have a headache, and I go to the doctor and say, "Hey, doc, I got a headache," and the doc pulls out his prescription pad, and then he started writing me a diabetic metformin medication. I'll be like, hold up, doc, wait. You have prescribed before you diagnose. You haven't diagnosed me yet. So how are you going to give me a prescription of metformin and I got a headache? And so how you diagnose is you ask questions. You ask who,
right,
what, when, where, why, and how. You ask questions to diagnose, and then you pitch or sell or prescribe. And so
mhm,
many people do that. So if you're building a relationship, you'll be diagnosing, and then you can help people because you're asking the questions to build a relationship.
mhm. Yeah, and I wanna get into your industry because you're in financial industry, right?
Yes,
When we had
yes.
Winnie Sun, are you familiar with Winnie Sun on here?
No,
What
I'm
she
not.
Oh my
Is this
goodness, you're
somebody I
gonna
need to
love
connect with?
her.
yeah,
Okay.
Yes, oh my
All
gosh,
right.
she's
Okay. Make sure
amazing.
you connect us. Okay.
I will definitely do so, and she's
Okay.
brilliant, and she our kind of people, right? But,
Yeah.
in your industry, it's a little bit hard. Some people think, "Oh, I can't do it in my industry," but I love that you said you can't sell before diagnose, and
Right.
what's beautiful thing about that is that when you start asking questions, that your community doesn't if we don't feel like we're being sold to, they will continue asking you questions and stay in that
Right.
rapport with you. So you don't feel like it's not a sale, right? It's serving, like you
Right.
said,
Yeah.
serving you. But how do you do this within your industry? Can you give us some examples of how this works within the financial industry?
Yeah. So many times in our industry, we do what they call a financial needs analysis. But however, a financial needs analysis is more of data collection. So anybody can connect data. I have a 7-year-old grandson, and I could train him. And my 7 and 6-year-old grandson, I could train them. Say, hey, ask these questions, and you get the information. But where the real I guess what's the word? Real recipe comes is when you get with so kind of how my procedure is I'm gonna have a first meeting and I'm gonna ask them about themselves. What is it they want to accomplish? What are their goals? And I'm gonna want to ask some background. Why is that important to you? Why do you want to do that? Because everybody's different. And so you begin to ask questions about why, and then you can understand where I went through. I was raised poor, or I was in an abusive relationship with a husband, whatever it is. And so you want to find out more about the person, and then you start asking for data, because anybody can get, okay, so what's your income, and what insurance policies that you have, stuff like that. So we do the financial needs analysis. So it's kind of asking questions but first I want to get to know them, who they are, what motivates them, what makes them scream. And so when you begin to ask those questions, when you really dig deep with people. So I do this, Jessica. I do this. So for example, Jessica, if you text me and we having a conversation, I do this even live. But if you text me and I say, hey, Jessica, how you doing? And you say, okay, my next response is to say, define okay.
How you really doing, right?
Right.
Like
How you really doing? Right. Because
that's
I'm
when you
digging
know
deeper.
somebody cares. Yeah.
Right. Because
Mhm.
I'm discerning that there's something more going on. Most people just ask how you doing is from formality. But me, I'm really concerned, even in a text. I really want to know how you doing. Can I help you? I may not be able to. You may just need to have me as a sounding board, and you can just, vent. Okay, I'm there. If we got time, you can vent. Okay, I may have some wisdom, I may not. I'll stay in my lane. If I can't help you, I say, hey, maybe you want to go this route. And so people just want to know that they're human and people care. That's it. I hope
Yes.
I hope I answered that question.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Yes. Yeah. No, I think it's like kind of coming back to what you said there. I mean, there's that level one question, which is basic kind of data. You said
Right,
that's the most uh I don't know, standard or simplistic form of that, and
right,
then kind of level two, okay, because you might know someone's income, but that doesn't tell you about them, where they've
correct,
been, what their experiences are, and
correct.
how that shaped what they think right
Yeah,
now. Yeah.
true,
So then you're
true.
saying level two, kind of going
Right.
deeper on that. Yeah.
Now my
Authentic
wife,
relating. Sorry.
and now sometimes my wife tell me, say, honey, you too nosy, because I care, I ask a lot of questions. So I may ask, so Jessica, if you and I talking on the phone, you might say, well, hey, you said I'm from California. I know you're in Ohio, but you might say I'm from California. So I might
My
ask the
soul's in
question,
California. Yeah.
huh?
Uh-huh. I said my heart and soul's in California.
Oh,
My
is it
body's in
okay? So I
Ohio.
might,
I'm freezing.
so then I'm gonna ask Jessica, why is your heart and soul in California?
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? Or if you
Yep.
say you from, well, why did you get here? I was reading a book. I can't remember what the book it was, and it said it was a book about questions. That I think it was one of John Maxwell books. It
Yep.
said Larry King, he was a great person to ask the question why. That was his favorite
Mhm.
question, why. And so
Mhm.
I asked a lot of. So my wife said sometimes I'm nosy because I ask why. I'm curious. I just want to know what motivates you.
Well, you said it before that you stay in your lane if you can't help. And I think I call it authentic relating.
Mm,
Okay. So if
Mhm,
you Google like authentic relating, I think it's what you're doing already.
mhm,
And for anybody else watching, like maybe I'm not sure of the question because you said a couple things I want to unpack that also helps people understand what relationship marketing is, because it's not a campaign. It's not like a
Correct.
thing that you do. It's really a mindset, I believe.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, mindset.
it just happens to have marketing at it, but the relationship part is the key. And
True.
a couple of things that you said. So the first thing is like, you stay in your lane if you can't help someone. And you also said most people ask a question as a formality because they're thinking about really what they want to get into. And
Yeah.
that's what people get caught up in when you're thinking about sales or even marketing. I'm just pushing out what I really want to get into, and I may add a little formality in there,
Hmm.
like the
Hmm.
LinkedIn request right before they go
Right.
in right for the pitch. They might have a
Yeah.
really nice intro to connect with you, but they don't really care. There's no
Right.
faking it. There's no like thing that you can do to except really care if you care, because what's going to happen, like you said, and this is authentic relating, is you're really genuinely listening. You're not
Right.
thinking about what you're wanting to say next. You really are putting the emphasis on this other person and saying,
Correct.
hey, I want to get to know you. And so
Hmm.
when you're showing up in that way, and even how you're showing up, and I've seen you on social and Clubhouse and these channels, that you are displaying who you are at your core first, and helping people. And when you start a relationship with them, authentic relating is you genuinely are trying to get to know them. You're asking those why questions, or how are you doing? If they give you a short answer, then you follow up with another question. But you let the relationship flow back and forth to where there is this open dialogue where it doesn't feel uncomfortable, awkward, and people don't feel like they're getting pitched. And
Yeah.
sometimes it takes a minute because we're
Yeah.
so used to
True.
getting pitched,
True.
right?
Right. We definitely are.
But
And
standout cards, you use that too. I want
I
to
do.
hear how you're using that, or any other tools or things that you're using to help you kind of amplify, or other ways of connecting, because I think that could be really
Yeah.
powerful.
So two things I do. So one of the things that I do is when I'm posting on social media, uh, uh, Julia says she's a California girl too. When I'm posting on social media, I'm doing 4 or 5 areas. So I'm either going to encourage, entertain, educate, and I'm doing that 75 to 80% of the time. Now, Jessica, I don't know if you pay attention. Every morning I post a meme about how you're going to scroll past me and don't say good morning. It has nothing to do with business. It's all about entertainment to make you laugh. And I have a following. People look for those. So I'm going to educate, entertain, uh, or encourage. And then 25% of the time, I'm going to either earn or sell or talk about business. So I'm doing 75. Now I'm kind of changing it. So it may go to 20% more, because I'm trying to do more edutainment, where I'm educating and then my personality come out. I'm a clown at times. And so that's one of the things that I do. And then another thing that I do, I look for like on social media. So Mike, you mentioned about the consolation, appreciation, and celebration. So this is my philosophy. So
Okay.
I look for people that appreciation. So if somebody have done something for me, or whatever it is, some kind of way that I can appreciate them. So that's my first area. I'm looking for people that have done some weeks. People have been on my podcast, on my LinkedIn Live, whatever it is. I want to show appreciation. So that's the first one. Then, secondly, if a celebration, the person has a birthday, they have a promotion or anniversary, I'm looking for those people to celebrate them. And then, lastly, it's consolation. So my philosophy is I want to celebrate you in your wins, and I want to console you in your losses, whether
Okay.
that loss is a loved one or even a pet. So what
Yeah.
I do is, let's take for example, if somebody had a loss, person passed, and it's them on one of my Facebook connections, I reach out to them and I say, hey, my condolences, my prayers are with you and your family. Typically, if it's a female, I include me and my wife. Would like to get you a good physical mailing address from you. And so most of the time, people send me the mailing address. And so what
Once,
I
can I
do,
say one comment to your card with the
yes,
wife on it? Because I think that
okay,
was so powerful, right? Because we didn't know each other or whatever.
right,
First, you sent me a message, got
mhm,
some rapport, but then you sent me a card and you introduced her with you.
mhm,
So I could tell straight away, like, you weren't one of those creepers, right?
right, yeah,
And
Right, I do that purposely. I don't want people,
yeah, yeah,
I
I
don't
like
want people to
that.
think,
Yeah.
thank you. And so I'll get their mailing address, and then I'll pull a picture off and put it on the card, and then I'll send them the card. And there's no marketing or anything on there. I'm just trying to truly console them. Now, what I am doing is I'm building relationships. So I'll look at their, maybe if we're doing Facebook, I'll look at their profile. So I see what the birthday is, the birthday on there, the anniversary date on there, and I'll put it in the CRM. And when those times come up, I'm gonna send them a birthday card, and I'm gonna send them an anniversary card. So I'm staying top of mind. I'm just doing things to show care and concern, and those type of things. Is, if a person know what I do, and so, oh, what about the guy that I always send in the card? Then I'm staying top of mind, and so
Yeah.
so that's what I do. That I'm genuinely doing it because I do care and concern, but it is relationship marketing. I am marketing as a secondary thing.
Yeah, you lead with the care first, and you lead with the authentic, human compassion
Yeah,
connection, and you let that kind of build a foundation.
right.
And then
Mhm.
and then if someone's interested in pursuing what you have to offer, you're willing
Yeah,
to talk about that.
true.
Another thing I admire about you, Troy, and what you do is that it's not a one-off thing. Like, okay, send them a card or
All
send
right.
them a
Yeah,
positive
right.
message, and I'm done.
Yeah,
We've been connected for 5, 6 years, I want to say.
probably.
And
Yeah,
it's not every day, it's not every week, it's not even every month.
right.
But you still engage and you still stay connected, and
Right.
like, you're not trying to sell me, I'm not trying to sell
Right.
you,
Right.
again, but it's building that genuine rapport and care.
Right.
And that's the other thing, like, with relationship marketing that I appreciate you do. It's like it is the mindset, and it's a long end game, but it works.
True.
So, and I know I want to, we're almost at time, which I told you we could talk about days for days with this, and we are going to
Right.
have you back on to continue
Right.
talking about this. So I love it. But I would love to hear for you kind of how that's helped you grow your business. And then we'll finish up with where people can find you.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, what it has done is I built a community or a tribe that people know who I am. I struggle sometimes with when people send me, like, they may screenshot a card or something and send it to me. I struggle with sharing it because I don't want people to think that I'm doing it. My intent is to do it just to promote me and make me look good. So I struggle with that but at the same time, by sharing it, it can inspire someone else. So that's where my struggle comes in. So I keep, when a person, like, video, I still had a video, Jessica, or somebody send me a message, I screenshot it. I have a whole testimonial. I have a lot of them, and I share them periodically because I don't want to make it where it's cheap. I'm cheapening it. And so, what was the question? Now I lost my thought.
No, that's okay, because that's a good point. The people that are like, "I'm giving to the homeless. Here
Yeah,
I
right,
go,"
correct.
and they're
Yes, right.
recording it
Yeah,
or whatever. It
right.
does
Yeah.
cheapen it.
Uh,
But I think that's it, that you've built this community now where people are giving you this rapport, so you're getting these referrals,
right.
just by sense of them sharing it. I know I shared it and featured you, like I said, and that's helped you grow your business. First of all, though, where can people, because this, I think, could be a 2, 3 part conversation.
Okay.
But the original question is, how has this helped you? Like, do you feel like you've spent less on actual marketing because of this? Do you feel like it's helped grow your business? What
I
is?
wouldn't say monetarily it has
Mhm,
really produced like I wanted it to,
mhm,
but it's a long term, and I'm planting
mhm.
seeds. But
Yep.
I think it has gave me exposure
Mhm.
and built me a community that I
Yeah.
think in the long run,
Mhm.
I'll coming back and tell you, oh, it's just coming. The fruit is
Uh-huh.
coming, and so I believe in it. It's just
Yeah.
not one and done. It's long
Yeah.
term.
But your current customers, have they stayed with you longer? Have you seen, or anything like that?
Yeah, yeah, because I really built a relationship with
Great.
with people,
Mhm.
definitely.
Yeah, and the Jacqueline puts up a good point, and I know probably, you know, finish with this because I hear your background and our backgrounds are similar.
Mhm.
But she says you also need to be open to the thank yous. There's a line between gratitude and self-promotion.
Agreed.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And yeah, she mentions Sheila Custer, which is amazing. She works for Send Out Cards, and she always sends
Mhm.
us such sweet things, kind of like you
Yeah.
said, the gratitude stuff, the celebrations, and also showing up for sympathy and things like that. But for you too, some of those thank yous, I would recommend you just saying thank you for making my day, that this meant something to you, and send it without like the self. It doesn't feel
I
like
like
self
that.
promotion, right?
Yeah.
But you're so sweet and genuine. I bet you do have a hard time like promoting yourself because you don't want to come
Yeah.
off salesy. But
Right.
I think you won't, because people know who
Yeah.
you are. Just be
Right.
you
True.
and share it, and it will feel good. But then also, they'll get a sense of who you are, if they haven't met you yet. So
Yeah.
for those that do want to get to know you more, where should they check you out online?
They can check me out on LinkedIn at Troy Holt. Also on Clubhouse. I'm on Clubhouse, actively on Clubhouse. I've built a big following, community on Clubhouse.
Mhm.
I'm on Instagram. I have 2 Instagram accounts, Twitter, every social media, even Pinterest. I don't use Pinterest a lot, but I'm on Pinterest. So, and Facebook, I'm on just about every social media account, so they can find me there.
Yeah, wherever
Wisdom
you
app,
guys are
I'm on
hanging
there
out.
also.
That is awesome. So wherever you guys are hanging out, Troy will be
Yes,
there too, and connect
right.
with him. We'll make sure to add all those links within the blog recap if you're
Okay.
interested in this recap and seeing some of Troy's examples of what he's doing, and maybe get some ideas yourself, and just to connect with him because he makes you feel great. Let's just be honest, right? Like, isn't he a lovable guy? So type the word recap in the comments, and we'll make sure you get subscribed for the blog that will come out tomorrow. And this isn't the first time, or the last time, I should say, that you will be seeing
Yes.
Troy on this show. We'll definitely have him back. Troy,
So
you
I'm
are,
self-promoting now.
yeah, there you go. Check him out. I endorse this connection. I'm just saying.
There we go.
But no, Troy, I really appreciate you and just who you are, how you show up, and just how genuine you are. And I wish you all the best. Thanks again for being on the show with us today.
You're welcome, and thank you guys, and happy Thanksgiving to everyone.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes, yes. Speaking of which, everybody have a great Thanksgiving, but be here next Tuesday for our final episode of the year, guys. The
Okay.
final episode of the year. We are doing a longer one for magnet marketers. We're going to be talking about what to prepare for in 2022.
I
Magnet
like that.
marketers, we take the holidays seriously and making memories and finishing the year out strong. So we do take that break in December so we can make those memories. We can prepare for next year and come back connecting with you more than ever. But we don't want to add an extra thing to your calendar. We want you to spend it making memories with your family. So make sure you finish the year out with us, celebrate with us for all that 2021 has brought us. Gratitude for that. What 2022 is going to bring to make it your best year yet. Get to see more people like Troy, and even Troy back here next year. But see you all next Tuesday. Until then, have a great holiday for those of you in the US, and everybody else, have a great week. Thanks
You
again.
too. You're
Take care,
welcome. Thank
everybody.
you.